It is time, my friends, for Personal Rig Update 2015, where I build a drool-worthy rig, touching its RAM and savoring its drives while you guys watch. And sometimes press the like button, depending on whether you're into the whole multi-part video, of which this is definitely one, and like-whoring thing, which is definitely what I'm doing right now. Corsair delivers real mech, oh, here I have one. Ha! Real mech or nothing with their new strafe mechanical keyboard featuring genuine German-made Cherry MX key switches. Click on my chin to learn more. I'm gonna move my chin now just to throw you for a loop. So let's start with the story so far. This is the final version of Personal Rig Update 2012, which, as some of you know, took until 2014 to finish. Oh, that took a long time. So the highlight points here are 4960X 6-core processor, GTX Titan. We've got, an LSI 9260 8i RAID card with 8 Corsair 120 gig Force SSDs running in RAID 0. They're actually refurbished drives, although they've held up just fine until now. So I guess what we need to do, aside from just listing components, is do a couple pre-update benchmarks to find out where we're sitting at and where we need to end up. So Cinebench, we're looking at 1,068 points, and then Crystal Disk Mark, just a very rudimentary disk benchmark. Whoa, we're looking at about 800 megabytes per second reads, 321 megabytes per second sequential writes. So as you can see, that RAID array has degraded a lot in the last few years since I've been using it, because on most RAID controllers, trim functionality is not supported in RAID. So the timing is right for a Personal Rig Update. Let's have a look at the new components that are going to be taking the place of what's already in here. Alright, so let's do this haul video style. I'm actually not upgrading the graphics card this time around, and the reason for that is, quite frankly, I don't game that much these days, and when I do, I'm usually gaming at 720p, streaming to my Shield Portable, so is a Titan enough for that? Yeah, I think probably. So first up, the new platform. This is the Rampage 5 Extreme that some of you will recognize from my blue painted motherboard guide. It used to be red, now it's blue, and it is going in the Personal Rig. Also replacing the 4960X is a 5960X, so I'm adding another 2 CPU cores, and then I'm sticking with 32 gigs of RAM, but this time a more subdued 32 gigs of RAM. No flashing lights or anything. This is just a kit of Corsair Vengeance LPX 2400 megahertz DDR4. So that's what we got for that. Next up, and this is kind of a funny story. I have another Rampage 5 Extreme. Not because that one is broken or anything, but as you guys may or may not have noticed, I have taken this heatsink and Asus ROG logo off, and I have actually misplaced it. So I will be Frankensteining one off of another board that Luke used for a build guide, and then I have a very cool finishing touch, because as some of you noticed when I painted the board, the one thing left on it that was still red was that freaking glowing logo. So I had a buddy of mine, Rich Suros, better known amongst the modding community folks as Darth Beavis, whip these up for me on his laser cutting machine, which we first witnessed at Mod 24. So check this out. He's actually sent me a variety of different ones to use, and I will be replacing the stock ROG logo with either a black one or a blue one, depending on how they look. I'm gonna try those babies out. Check that out, doesn't that look sick? So a huge shout out to Darth Beavis for sending these little custom pieces over to me. These look absolutely fantastic. And for our next trick, yes, this is the piece that I'm really excited about. This is an Intel 750 series 1.2 terabyte PCI Express NVMe SSD. It has been a long time since I paid less than $1 per gig for those refurb drives, like way back in 2012 or something like that, I want to say. It's been a long time since any SSD has actually tickled my fancy and made me want to upgrade to it. Well, this is finally it. It's a capacity upgrade, it's a speed upgrade, and it's a space-saving upgrade. I no longer have to have a whack of SSDs bolted to the back of my motherboard tray and a PCI Express card. This is just a simple PCIe Gen 3 4X card that is going to do everything that my previous bulky setup did and better with trim support, so the performance won't degrade over time. Really excited about this one. So I guess that's pretty much it. Let's get started. Boop. Mostly unobstructed access. Now, some of you might wonder why I went with a Rampage board instead of a WS board like I did last time around. I'm on the record as being kind of a fan of the whole no-nonsense WS board concept. The reason is that ASUS opted, for whatever reason, to put a PS2 port on the ROG board this time around and not on the WS board. And when you're troubleshooting something, let me tell you, a PS2 port can be an absolute lifesaver. That and the ROG board comes with a 3x3 AC wireless solution that's actually like pretty friggin' fast. So there you go with this board. Oh yeah, wait, what? Those LEDs are red! I assumed they were white, and that it was just a red layer in between. I don't think you can paint LEDs, Brandon. So I actually have to plug into the top SATA port here because I scratched the finish of the paint on the inside of the connector there. I am gonna have to touch that up a little bit, but other than that, there shouldn't be any other red bits visible with all the components installed. And speaking of all the components installed, there's actually not that much left to do here, is there? Let's go get the new SSD. Whew. Yeah, boy. Oh, just like that. So very much performance. I wish Intel would clue in and use black PCBs, but if they're not gonna do that, then I guess a heat spreader on the back is the next best thing. So there it is, friends. 1.2 terabyte 750 series. Look at all those flash chips, both sides, covered in flash chips. I think the ideal spot for it would actually be here. Put the sound card back in its prior location. Easy now. So that's in. I need new thermal compound. Where's the back plate? Come on, post. Come on, post. Time to consult the manual. What? Thanks, manual. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Okay, well, it says no signal detected, so it may be broken anyway, but I did not have the monitor plugged in. As much as I want to go back to the drawing board and paint another motherboard, not in the plan. I need this one to work.
Then why'd you paint it, Linus?
Well, I don't have to answer your questions.
Nobody's fooled, Linus. You were asking yourself the question in a different voice.
Shut up, you. Oh, we got stuck there this time. That's okay. We're just gonna take it slow then, one at a time. Come on, computer, work with me. You gotta at least give me consistent results here.
Well, maybe if you hadn't painted me, Linus.
Maybe if you just shut up. No! Okay, well, it's after 6. I'll just have to keep working on this. So, significant progress. I figured it out. This chip has a weak sauce memory controller. There's actually nothing wrong with the CPU, but what I didn't realize was that this motherboard, having been used as a test bench before, was configured with XMP enabled. So that chip's weak memory controller didn't like it at all. So as soon as I put another 5960X in there, boom, all 4 DIMMs, no problem, XMP working, all that good stuff. So I ran and found myself a Windows 10 RTM ISO, installed that puppy. It looks like they have brought back the simple do this later instead of getting product keys right away. and we are launching Windows 10. Let's get some benchmarks. Hey, we're started. I actually haven't run Windows 10 yet at all, so this is my first kick at the proverbial can. You know what? The last time I went for gold, like on RTM day, was Windows Vista, and that worked out great, so I'm just gonna go for it. Like, I'm switching outright. There isn't even room for more logos on the front. Look at all the logos. LightScribe. Remember that? Did anyone ever once burn a LightScribe disk?
Yeah, I was about to ask, have you? Have you ever done it? Does it work?
Presumably. It could do absolutely nothing, and we'd have never known. The consumer has been played. So I'm fairly sure when batteries bulge, that's considered a bad thing. Danger of explosion. Ba-bang! Okay, well, whatever. Let's do our crystal disk benchmark in the meantime. So, bam! Let's find out just how fast this drive is, whose speed is documented all over the internet already anyway. I don't know why the control panel won't launch though. I just hate that when a brand new fresh install, when you like bork it up in the middle of like installing drivers, because you never know. Should I go back and do a fresh format? Will this cause problems later, or is it probably fine? Like, is it never gonna rear its ugly head down the road? No way of knowing. All right, looking good. So we do have an improvement in CPU performance. We did see this coming. It's scoring 1389, but Crystal Disk Mark, the SSD, that is where the real performance improvement is coming in. Read speeds in the neighborhood of in excess of 1 gigabyte per second for both sequential scenarios, both read and write, and even 4K reads and writes are looking pretty strong, although that read number does look a little bit on the low side. With that said, there's still got to be some room for driver optimization on Windows 10 here, particularly on the NVIDIA side, where we can't get the control panel open right now. But the real test for me, the thing that drives me absolutely crazy about this machine, is the boot times. So let's go ahead and shut her down and find out how long she takes to start up with the new SSD array, or system. SSD. There's just one SSD now, it's not an array. The number to beat is 2 minutes. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Bam! About 45 seconds, so thanks to not having to wait for this card to initialize, I have reduced my boot time to less than half of what it used to be. But that is actually not the end of this project. I said this was going to be a multi-part video, and then I proceeded to do a quick motherboard swap, and it appears to be basically done. Appears at first glance to the inexperienced viewer. Some of you may have noticed that this fan is actually broken. So clearly I have not performed the final upgrade. No, I will be taking it to the next level. Other experienced viewers may have noticed this in the new hardware pile that I didn't mention at all before. Yes, I will be working with ProtoCase to manufacture a custom new rack mount computer case to replace my venerable TJ07. I will be moving both mine and my wife's computers to rack-mounted cases in a separate room in order to achieve the ultimate in PC silence. I'll be running a single Thunderbolt cable to each of those machines to a Thunderbolt splitter dock thing in order to have all of my peripherals running at the same time, and that will be documented over the next few parts of Personal Rig Upgrade 2015. But for now, I at least get to enjoy the speed of the new hardware that's going into the machine. I may also throw a graphics card upgrade into the mix at a later date as well. So, in the meantime, guys, dislike this video if you thought it sucked. You guys all know where that button is. I know you do. But if you like the video, go ahead and like it, get subscribed to the channel, and also consider supporting us by buying a cool t-shirt like the ones that I usually wear, using our affiliate code to shop on Amazon. We even have a video guide for how to do that now, or even giving us direct monthly contributions through our community forum. All that stuff helps us out a lot. If you're done doing all that stuff and you're looking for something else to watch, Luke actually just finished up a great video on the Intel Compute Stick. This is kind of the opposite end of the spectrum, but whatever. If you're wondering about what a little tiny, beady computer can do, then go ahead and check that out. I'll see you guys later. Shoo, Linus away!